Welcome to another edition of the Hoop Scoop. I'm Jarret Johnson. I'm joined by the mighty Joe Yeager. Mighty Joe, man, how you doing?
Fantastic. How you doing, Jarret?
I'm doing great, much better after the second half of that Texas Tech TCU game here at the USA on Saturday. Boy, first half, pretty scary, but overall, man, pretty convincing victory, dominating victory for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, the defensive switch is basically what turned that game around. Tech was laying off and sort of sagging back on TCU to start that game because TCU is not a good outside shooting team. They figured they could choke off the lanes and clog the paint and dare them to shoot it from outside. Well, they did. Yeah. And I believe they hit 7 3-pointers in the first half, 7 of 9, something crazy like that. I'm sure TCU hasn't shot like that all year long, but they did against Tech. Adam said, all right, into that. We're going back to Texas Tech defense. They started pressuring the ball. The change in aggressiveness on the perimeter was clear, and that's what switched the game around. And obviously Kevin McCullough's injury coincided really
they really did
with the turnaround and with the change of the defense, and I imagine that provided sort of a psychological spark. The team rallied in his absence, wanting to win one for the McCullough. So all that came together, and then TCU had no shot at that point.
Speaking of McCullough, can you give us an update of his injury status going into the Baylor game, which is set for an 8 p.m. Central Time tip here at the USA, and it's going to be televised on ESPN2.
Yeah, well, it's a high ankle sprain.
Okay.
And as we speak right now, I imagine he's being treated. And Coach Adams mentioned in the press conference that at that particular time he was receiving treatment. So it's like soon as he went off the court and they figured out what the deal was, nothing broken, nothing major, nothing structural, then they started applying the treatment, whatever that is. So there's a chance that he can play at Baylor, apparently. We don't know for sure. He's very questionable right now, I would think. If he can go, how effective will he be? I don't know. I would be quite happy if he could get in there and just give you maybe 10, 12 minutes of decent play. That's about the best that I could hope for. But overall, look, I mean, on down the line for the season, there's no threat. There's no danger there. So better because he was in obvious agony there on the court. So it's not as bad as it looked.
So, again, 8 p.m. Wednesday night here at the USA, Texas Tech versus Baylor. The Red Raiders got that huge win in Waco. It was their, Baylor's first loss, like going back to the Big 12 tournament last year. Of course, Baylor's dropped a couple since then, but still a lot of weight on this game Wednesday night. And then, of course, Tech's got another game with the in-state conference rival at Texas on Saturday. But just how big is this game against Baylor? And go ahead and give us a couple of keys to victory for Texas Tech.
Yeah, it's it's big in conference standings because these teams are jockeying for second place right now. I don't know if there's a half a game or a game separating the two, but I believe Tech wins this game. There's a tie for second place moving forward, so that's nice. If you win this game, you still have a shot at the Big 12 title. Better than just mathematical. You have a legitimate shot depending on what happens with Kansas. They keep on winning close games. That Kansas does that, particularly at home. So guess go figure,
that's
right?
Amazing, right?
So standings, it's important. For NCAA tournament seeding, this could be a big deal because you've already beaten a highly regarded Baylor team at their place, and if you could sweep them, that carries some weight. Being able to beat the defending national champs twice, good stuff. I think that sort of solidifies a 3 and begins to move you possibly to the 2 line, depending again on what happens. So big in that regard. And, you always like to have a little bit of momentum going into what's going to be an ultra tough game down in Austin. So there's quite a bit on the line for this game.
Man, I can't wait to see what happens. Mighty Joe, great stuff from you as always.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for watching, and until next time.